Yo, check. Good morning. What's going on? What's up? I know a few things that are up right now. The markets are up. We are pumping. Love to see it. So I'm gonna let people trickle in here. See if anyone's gonna come join the live, and then I'm gonna jump right into everything. So markets have been moving. Oh yeah, I got a new playlist. Well, I added to the playlist. So I need to make sure actually, you know what, I didn't put in the info for the new playlist. So I'm gonna do a little YouTubing right now and get this going. And then I'm gonna get into the markets. My portfolio's up right here. We're up 10%, guys. So when did we start? March, I think. We started in March. It's been March, April, halfway through May. So it's been almost 2 months, 2 and a quarter. Alright, I'm gonna get this new playlist going. So I'm just letting people trickle in here right now. I'm gonna go over Bitcoin, look at some altcoins, look at my current trades. So coolest thing is that I've taken all of the trades on this account live. Everything I've done here live. We're up 10%. I know it's a small account, but to be up 10% is better than being down, right? I'm happy the account is in the green. I'm feeling good. It feels good to get back into the swing of things, no pun intended, swing trading. So yeah, I'm feeling good about the markets. I think it was good timing to get in and to start this channel while the markets are moving. And yeah, I kind of got in at the right time, I feel like, for starting the channel. We started in the beginning of March is what I'm saying. So yeah, okay, we pumped up to like 94,000. Then we had a dip. So I had time to get positioned for this dip. I mean, for this pump that we're in now. So that was convenient for starting a channel and taking trades compared to, well, yeah, I mean, I could have gotten in anywhere if I started the channel earlier, I guess. But compared to starting at the top, I guess is what I'm saying. So, I mean, we could still be at the top. We'll see how it all plays out in the end, right? So I'm going to get some music going. And then we'll jump right into everything, guys. Oh, come on. There we have it. We're so good to go. So, did anyone joining in on the stream? Let's see. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe as well. Help me out that way. Free way to help the channel. And we're good to go. Sweet. All right, guys, so let's jump right in. It's been really exciting lately. I would actually be interested. I've been kind of staying off the socials a little bit, guys. So the way I got started with crypto, I just got into the technology. I read the white paper, and I was sold on Bitcoin pretty much right away. So I read the white paper, I got into the technology, I started reading it. I think I found a few friends who had like one friend, he had a newsletter thing that's very small, which led me to like a scam project. Like he was saying, invest your crypto in this thing and it'll give you back money. It was pretty much like BitConnect. It wasn't BitConnect. I don't actually even remember what it was called, like USFI or something. They said they were mining with it and they weren't probably doing anything with it. Either way, eventually they didn't pay people back their coins. And so like that was kind of one of the earlier introductions, but I was just buying and holding. So, well, okay, that was probably after I'd already bought and hold for a while. Then I was trying to find more ways to build my Bitcoin, and that's what led me to trading altcoins. The mining and that stuff, like USFI or whatever that was, BitConnect stuff, all those things always came to an end. And then even high yield things that weren't just like you know, whatever, like those, like BitConnect or something, weren't just like a scam. Yo, what's up, Corgo? How's it going? Happy Saturday. So those other things, like all those things came to an end. Even like whatever, all the high yielding yield farms, everything like that came to an end. There's always been these little moments where you could make money off of things, but they always end it. The thing that hasn't ended for me is swing trading. And however, I know a lot, and I know always, historically, if I just held my Bitcoin, I would have been up more. But I did have some really good swing trades. I bought the 2020 dip right here, March 12th. I actually alled in on March 12th at 5,000. I just had a limit order set at $5,000. We came down and I got tagged. So, which in hindsight, it looks like the exact bottom. When you zoom in, I took some heat that day, especially for all inning. You know, I saw it go down to almost 35,000, right? 37. So, yeah, this is Coinbase. I was on Coinbase. So, yeah, I alled in, kept dipping, you know, saw 25% of my net worth go down essentially. And then we never, you know, I could have just hold that. Really what I did is I probably sold on each one of these pumps the way I trade. I probably sold some here at 9,000. I might have even sold some at 12,000. Probably sold some at 19,000 until I was all out of that position. I am trying to hold moon bags always, so I'll hold a very small percentage just on the side and have it in a wallet or whatever on the exchange. It doesn't matter to me. So in my positions now, I'm trying to hold moon bags. So actually there's one position I need to edit. But so I was on the last videos, I was looking at this range here and pretty much saying we break this range. I had Bitcoin long here that actually took profit up here. And I said though, look for sellers here and maybe, keyword maybe, exit grid bot positions if BTC looks weak. I wanted to buy some altcoins too. So I just went ahead and exited my grid bot position here but Bitcoin did not really look weak. It actually broke it pretty quickly. We consolidate it here, kind of consolidate above this previous high. I can actually full screen this. Alright, so I'm actually I'll start over this. So Bitcoin, so I was looking at this range on the previous stream, and Bitcoin held, actually kind of broke these previous highs and held here. I had written here for myself before, look for sellers here and maybe exit grid bot position if Bitcoin looks weak. But Bitcoin didn't look weak, but I still exited my Bitcoin position. So I don't really, like, I kind of, you know, broke my rule or whatever. I didn't follow my plan. Bitcoin is up 10%. What I did do though, the reason I exited was to trade alts. So like what's ETH up from there? So what days are we talking about? We're talking about like from the last week essentially or two. So for example, ETH in the past week or two, well, that's a 5-minute chart. What percent is ETH up? Well, ETH finally broke out. So this is gonna be a little extra. Yeah, ETH is up 30%. So maybe I did do the right move buying alts. What did I buy? Well, yesterday I bought Cardano. And Cardano's up 14%. So maybe I did make the right call, but that's why I made that decision. I sold my Bitcoin to buy alts instead of just holding Bitcoin. That Bitcoin position would have been great still. But the reason we got here, right? I was talking about, I had bought the 2020 dip. I just started recording and I have the screen big, so I'm actually going to say this again. So I had bought the 2020 dip right here, all in at $5,000. I saw it keep going all the way down to almost, in my mind, it's always 3,500. It says like 3,800, right? And depending on the exchange. And so I took some heat. I sold it all the way up. I probably sold it at 9,000, 12,000, whatever. Each pump I like to sell some normally, and I try to always hold a moon bag. I might not have held a moon bag on this one. I don't really remember, but because I was also trading alts. But here we are. I actually took this. I think I bought at 18, 19. I bought around here. Maybe it was 20, but I think it was at 18. I bought under 20,000. And it's probably on this first dip. I probably bought it like right here, or right here, because I was kind of just trying to buy anything under 20,000 at that point. Same thing. Sold it along the way. I remember getting some fills, I think at 35,000 around here, probably. This first pump above this breakout, somewhere in here. So I was pretty much, I think I was all out of this position at 35. We can actually, I'll pull up that trade journal actually while we're talking about it, because this is interesting stuff. And my point though is that I was swing trading this and making money, but if I had just held my original Bitcoin, I'd be up so much more, guys, because I was buying Bitcoin in 2017. So if I had held any of this Bitcoin from around under 10,000 bucks, you know, I would be up more P&L wise than any of these swing trades. but I'm trying to manage risk. I'm trying to hedge, trying to not hold during these huge down spells. And I've lived off my crypto the entire time. I've been withdrawing from my account. So it means I have to be trading, right? I can't just always have all in risk on. So I'm a trader, and that's what trading crypto led me to. I believed in Bitcoin, but I just didn't want to just be holding always. I would have rather been taking profit and making my money and realizing it. So maybe there's a balance here. And so my balance right now is trying to hold moon bags. So I'm going to try to be good about holding moon bags. This is a good reminder to look at this daily chart and remember that the moon bag pays off in the end as well. So I like to hold like 5 to 10% of a position that I take, like a swing trade, as the moon bag, or just some of the profits. Maybe I just lock in a win and I take like literally 10% of the profits only. So maybe that's only 2% of the entire position or something like that at the end of the day, and keep that in as the coin. So that's part of my strategy that I'm going for in my personal account. Oh, I'm going to pull up that crypto spreadsheet. Let's see. Trading journal. I forget what year that is. 2023. Where's my crypto journal? Oh, here we go. Here's one. I think this might be it. So here's Bitcoin I bought March 10th at 19,876. Stop loss 20. Oh, so I trailed my stop up as it was pumping. So this is, and then I sold TP at 33,179. So yeah, almost got that 35,000. And this was a relatively small position. So this one, it looks like I all in, all out. Let's look at this picture here. How do I expand this picture? Here we go. Image, put over cells. There we go. Okay, so I sold it October. So I hold this almost all year. So this was a pretty big swing, right? Where I just held it and held it and held it. Most of my swings are not that big. But that's pretty good. Close at 33,129. So I could actually go back and find that position and see if I actually shaved any off. But it looks like I didn't. I just see that one bicep. But maybe that expanded more below, and I had multiple cells in there. I actually would have to find that out. I'd have to look at it. So yeah, this is my old, this is 2023. We can actually see I made most of my money at the end of the year. Market was good for a little bit. I made money in December and November and December. Was a chunk. It actually is what brought me into better profit that year. Just swing trading that year, I made 21,500. Average R 5.9. And exactly even losses and wins, which is crazy. Average loser $75, average winner $447. So that's standard with my crypto trading. So I want to look at alts. Bitcoin's rallying. So we were getting to this point here where we were looking at this breakout. This is what I was looking at last week. We got this breakout. So Bitcoin broke out for about 10%. And we can see actually I had this drawn on from here. This is what I was looking for. It did exactly this. Pretty much came up, bounced, and it's going. So this was just my random squiggly. This was a range I was looking. I'll delete that. I don't need that. I don't need this. But so I had drawn out this range. It held true, and I just draw out these boxes where I see a lot of reaction wicks from both sides, bigger zones where it's reacted to, like catching these bigger wicks. It's kind of how I draw this out. Like this one was just wicks up here. And I'm looking for reactions in the zone. So next stop to me is highs, which is crazy. I put a short out about it. I was talking about it in one of the previous episodes that if this breaks out, it looks good for highs to me. We cleared 100,000, no problem. I mean, Bitcoin to me at 100,000 is just bullish. There's nothing else to say about it. To me, I have to be bullish. I can't not be bullish while Bitcoin has just been hanging out here. Could this be like a double top thing like we got here in 2021? It definitely could be. You know, this was spread out between April and October. Right now we had January, right? December, January. And we're coming into May. So it's looking a little quicker. Either way, I'm definitely bullish. I think we can get a move. Even if it rejected at 120 or 115 or 112, it's hard for me to not be bullish here and want to be levered up a little bit. And for me, what levered up means isn't actually leverage, because I trade spot long. So it just exposed. I want exposure. I want safe exposure though with stop losses. So looking at my portfolio again here, we can see I'm up 10% total. I started with $4,000. I put $500 in here, so I start with $3,500. And I just want it to be a little bit bigger, but I wanted to start with an account balance that's relatable and small. And also I'm focused on futures right now, so I'm not trying to just say that to be like I have a ton of money, because I don't. I have a small portfolio and I've always lived off of it. So I've built portfolios up to 6 figures multiple times, but I've drained them back down to almost 4 figures, like 10,000 bucks ish. Like I like to at least trade with like 10,000 pretty much. It seems to be a trend. I normally have tried to cut all further losses once I'm around that and keep money in to trade with. Start trading safe just like I'm doing, start stacking it as we get in the profits. Like right now, in my mind, I can risk $400 and still be break even on this. You know, there's other things we have to account for. This is including fees for the exchange, but you know, I have to pay taxes and stuff like that. So maybe I wouldn't want to lose all 400 of that. But for now, I'm going to just keep building this account. I'm not going to withdraw from it. I'm not planning on withdrawing from it. Maybe if we built it up really good, say we hit $10,000, maybe I pay myself out a few $1,000 or something like that. But for the channel, I'm trying to grow this account live here. Why would I want to take it out? I want the number to be big. I want a big number. So I haven't even drank my coffee yet this morning. I'm gonna try to not stay on too long, because I can just keep talking about crypto all day. So I'm gonna try to keep it going. So Bitcoin's looking good to me. We kind of stalled here, but we're kind of pushing still. See what happens if we get above these highs. I want to see more highs, and I want to see higher lows, higher highs. So I'm just gonna add an alert here so I can get this sweet alert on my phone and just say, Bitcoin is just continuing to break up. This is beautiful. Everything's so good. So 4-hour chart looks just fine to me. It looks great. Look, I mean, it can always turn around or whatever, but this looks fine to me. I'm actually going to put on an indicator, guys. I've been trying to keep indicators off and just do price action. I'm going to look at the RSI on this. I'm just so used to looking at it that I'll spot little topping areas and stuff using it. I don't really want the yellow line. I don't normally really use the SMA. Maybe I'll just make it really dull. Let's see, like really almost not there. All right, there we go. I don't really like that green, because the green I feel like is like, yeah, I don't like the gradient. I just want a line. All right, there we go. That's all I want. But I need that line to be a little bolder for my eyes here. Maybe it's just my 6 shades. There we go. I still can't see that for anything. Okay, forget purple. Let's go yellow. There we go. All right, so now I can actually see the RSI. So I'm just looking for potential divergences. Like we can see them here, but they can just keep diverging and the price can keep going up. So this is something I'm only looking at on the higher time frame, really, for taking profit. Not as much for like looking, I don't know, it's more, yeah, it's more where I take profit if I'm already good in the profit. Sometimes I'll look at that at key areas. So right now though, it would have given me all these false signals. Like, I mean, that turned around for a little bit. This turned around for just a moment. So I wouldn't, it's not that I think price is going to fully reverse and that's the top, but it's just kind of areas of interest to take profit if I'm in a trade. Like, and right now we're not getting a divergence. So it's also the opposite true for me, that, you know, not getting it is also bullish. So if it's not bearish, then it's bullish, right? So or just at least a positive confluence for the longs. So that's something I look at a little bit, but I'm not like putting too much weight in that. Like I normally don't chart it out or anything. I mostly sometimes look at it for the profit. And I learned that from Cold Blood Schiller. So check out CBS on YouTube. And yeah, shout out CBS. So, this is a 4 hour. Let's drop down 1 hour. So kind of ranging here. And this big candle, this big 1 hour candle right there, I like that as a range. So I already have an alert above, so I'm gonna put an alert below this. I want to see candle closes above or below. So this alert I actually want to change. I'm just gonna change it to be like at 04 200 or whatever. 104, yeah, 200. Save. Okay, so I like this little hourly range here for continuation. Maybe add to trades above, close trades out below could be an interesting way to do this. Look to potentially close positions. All right, and then same is true up here. Open positions. I don't know why I worded it that way, but that's what makes sense to me, so that's what we're going with. Boom, 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 boom. All right, easy peasy, right? So no problem. Understanding that, looking for the breakout or the breakdown. 15-minute, and for me, it's just easy to follow. I'm like talking to myself here. I'm like, easy for me to understand. Like, okay, keeping it really simple for myself. So we can see that range here. It's just flagging here. So this looks really bullish on the 15-minute to me. Look at Bitcoin. Oh my God, actually, I do not mind that. It's like wind up. I love these. And so a lot of times it's in hindsight, you know, while it's happening, you don't always, I don't identify it as it's about to go parabolic, but then the little flag. So I am definitely liking this structure. It's simple. I don't have to think about it. I just see what I see. You can't not see this. You know, just like right here, it came up, flagged, and popped. So we're getting that right now. The EMAs are pretty squeezed up. Here we can see they were wider. I like when they're really squeezed like this, it can be choppy for longer sometimes than I want to hold. So the breakout might be nice on this. That's the 15-minute chart. So let's look at ETH. So how do I want to look at alts? I don't know why I have so many things on here. What's going on? So how do I want to do this? Maybe I'll look at my portfolio first because I'm already holding some alts. So we could even, should we full screen it? So coming to 3commas here. Shout out 3commas. Thanks for sponsoring the stream. Oh, I need to put in my new banner down here. I got a new banner to put in. I forgot to put it on. Let me see. I have to find it though. Well, maybe that's why I didn't put it on. I don't know where the heck it is. I'm gonna get this on. It's gonna annoy me now without having it on. I spent time making it. I should put it on. So, let's look at my positions. Oh, here we go. I got it. How do I zoom in? Okay. All right, new banner coming in hot. We got it. Let's see. How does this work? Not like that. All right, excuse me. So I'm going to pull up my portfolio, or no, let's just go straight into the trades. Swing trades, smart trades. There we go. Smart trades. All right, so everything's looking good. Sadly, I didn't get filled all the way on some of these positions. Did I get filled all the way on the Tron? Did I take 2 entries? Oh, I did, and I got filled on both of them. Nice. There we go. So, giving me confidence in my technique there of spreading out the fills. I've always done that. It's just been a habit I picked up of taking multiple entries, spreading it out, and who was I watching? I was watching Scalper who trades NQ yesterday, Fabio, and he does that too. And it gave me a little faith in my ways of doing that, because I know some people don't like do that, and sometimes depending on how you plan it, sometimes it's more like dollar cost averaging, you know. But I mean, essentially it is, but you're doing it with a plan. Like, you're trying to buy an area, so you're spreading it out to try to get the best entry you can. You know, I don't really know how far it's going to go, so I could market buy it all now, or I could spread it out a little bit because I think it's going to dip a little bit and just get multiple fills and kind of get an average price. So that's kind of been what I've done, and I would like it that way. And I like taking multiple TPs also, so I'm also doing that. Oh, of course, now I see it in the folder. When I go to save it, it's already there. How did I not notice it before? Let's see. Looking for this banner? Yeah, I totally do not see it here. That's so weird. Oh, I have a folder copied to 2 different places. That's tricky. Why would I do that to myself? 2 different folders name the same thing? That's awesome. I still don't see it. That's hilarious. Okay. Let's save this puppy up. I know I'm trying to do a short stream, but I'm not very good at doing short streams, I don't think. Because I just like to be in the moment with it and do it as I go. Okay, so I got this new banner. I'm going to add this. We do it live. And then I'm going to jump into my trades here. All right, I'm going to figure out the formatting later. So, going back to the screen, we'll put this here too. I guess that works, whatever. So full screen, man, FET position is holding, guys. So this is just a runner. So I'm thinking to set alerts for myself and close this, because I want to have this one marked out as a win, you know, in my trade log. I want to just close it down, but now I am holding the runner. So we've already sold. TP1 was 80%, TP2 was literally 90, so 15%. So I'm only holding 5% of this now. So I just want to remember that I still have this position on and kind of close it down in my journal. I don't know how I should do that. I don't know. I'm curious how I should manage that, because I love to see that green trade in my trade log. So what should I do? Mark it as done? I mean, that's what I want to do. I guess that's what I should do. So we're just holding a moon bag now, keeping 5% in FET. So that's like for major bull rally, FET goes up like crazy. I'm just stacking some crypto, right? I mean, I could argue to just stack it all in Bitcoin, and we could make that decision in my portfolio. I could make that decision for myself. So I'm going to try to close this trade out, and then we'll just always be able to go back and see how much I made on that runner. So let's see. Close at market, cancel. If I hit cancel, does it? I just want to end it. I don't want to close it. I mean, I could close it and then buy back that FET. I do have it set so it will auto take profit at some point here. I'm going to leave it on for now. I'm going to actually talk to some friends. I'm going to go in like the Discord on 3commas or something and talk to people how I should manage that to make sure it does it the right way. So Solana, guys, we're almost at TP1 on Solana. So I have this Solana trade. We can see buy steps. Only one of them filled. So I only got filled a third of the position. So that's kind of a bummer on that one. So at this point, it's pushing so hard, I could just cancel these. But I'll just leave it on for now, because I could always, if I need to buy something else, I'll just cancel those out. So I'm risking based on a percentage of my entire portfolio. So these positions are all pretty small, like risking 40, 50 bucks, going for 1 to 2R, 2R, 3R, but breaking up those TPs along the way. So we're almost at TP1 on the Solana, and then we can actually look at it on the chart too. Alright, so here we go. Nice big Solana chart. This is a 4-hour time frame. I'm actually gonna put it on the daily for now. So I'm looking to hold a small, I mean, this is such a small amount. I mean, it's kind of laughable, but I shouldn't say that really though, because it adds up, right? I made 400 bucks I didn't have before in a few months. So I need to take it seriously, because that eventually can turn into a lot more if you stay consistent like that and it starts compounding. I need some refreshment. So I'm holding this. I didn't get my other fills, sadly. And this is where I have like the moon bag will start trailing to take some profit on that tiny position at the end. The reality is that for the moon bag, normally I don't have it on there like that. I just, like, a real moon bag would just be holding it for a long time. Maybe we get huge rally in a few years or something like that. For this, it's kind of more just like a moon target. And I mean, these are all very official terminologies. I really want to make sure I don't get them wrong, guys. Moon bag, moon target, very official stuff here. But I guess these positions I've set to just like take the money and go. But the reality is, like, holding that for a huge bull run and everything's going crazy and peak euphoria, and then sell it. Not just take profit because we hit a level. So I don't know, I might change these. I'm going to talk to some friends and think about how to manage those positions right when it comes to saving it on the platform, and how, because I would like to be able to monitor it, and I want to make sure I have everything documented really clearly. So I could just do that in my own journal, you know, and put that in the notes here and say, like, runners, you know, maybe that's what I do. Maybe I have a part of my portfolio here where I just type in runners, and I'm cutting it off now. Let's see. There we go. Runners and something like that. So I'm going to try to think about it before I make a quick decision. And then okay, so that was Solana. Right, guys? That looked fine, right? We're happy with that position. Oh, that's ETH. Where's my Solana? We're happy with this position. I want to just let it do its thing. Maybe we hit TP1. I mean, I could take TP1 here. You know, we're rejecting. We could be making a lower high here. So I could potentially just cut this. It's like literally barely any money difference. I tend to try to let them hold. The difference is like probably, okay, the difference is 4%. So it's not the, yeah, I'm gonna leave these. I'm not gonna try to overmanage. And this is on the 4-hour chart again. Okay, so I like my targets, pretty aggressive, but it's really just these two guys. This is the moon bag, whatever, the moon or dust, right? So, which I could also, maybe this time I like ride it and move my stop up and still lock in that little profit. It's just 5% of the total amount. So yeah, I like my targets here, and I'm gonna let these go. This is a conservative target just to make sure I take my money and go. You know, once we're up in here, once Solana goes above 200, I front ran 200 on this, then I definitely, I mean, anything can happen, right? We see ETH pop easily right now. We'll look at ETH. We'll look at ETH in a second. So I'm just want to look at my positions first. We'll look at ETH, and then I'm gonna get off because I don't want to stay on too long. So, this one is XRP. I might have added my own fills to it. Let's see, XRP. Where did I fill it at? Okay, so I bought twice. I filled one manually. Oh, it's such a tiny position though. I didn't get very good fills, guys. So I only filled one. I had two other fills on there that didn't get filled, and then I just bought like a tiny fraction. So really, yeah, I only got about half the position on. Yeah. This one I canceled. It says failed. I canceled it, and I ended up buying in a little bit higher, so I bought only a tiny bit though. Yep, so this is going, and oh, we can see both my entries. Oh, so I did end up getting that fill, but I didn't only bought a little bit. Like I bought like a quarter of what I originally had set there to buy. So about half of what I originally had set there to buy. So this one though, I had another quarter of the original position there. So yeah, I didn't get filled all the way. Everything looks really good. XRP looks fine here. I like my TPs. It's hard once seeing this profit. I kind of want to like trail my stop up or something, which I really could do. I could trail my stops up on some of these, even just a few of them. So I'm gonna finish looking at the rest of them, but I mean, everything looks fine to me. This is the moon target, right? So that was XRP, Solana, and then FET, we're just holding the moon bag on. We have Tron. FET, that was a good trade. Okay, so we're looking at Tron right now. I'm gonna look at my fills on the side here. Okay, so you can see, oops, dang it. What happened? I don't know what I did. Hold on, let's go back. Tron. You see my two fills? Bought once, it broke out, I add it. Adding to my winners. And Maverick, are you still here? Are you trading crypto? So yeah, I mean, this looks fine to me. Pretty much, I just want to see the continued breakout. I don't want to see us revisit these lows. I could have my stop loss a little more conservative, but so we're looking for 33 and 15. So about one, that's like 1 hour. So I must have just put 1 hour in there pretty much. But I see this area here where it resisted before. We made a move down, so I just kind of put it in the middle of that, it looks like. And then TP2 up here. %. So I had filled twice on this one, and filled a little bit heavier the second time on strength. So I could trail my stop up, really. I could almost move this to break even and feel fine about it, but I like to have looser stops on crypto. I'd rather wait to trail with bigger consolidations and breakouts. And when I'm saying this, I'm not trying to give advice like at all, because I don't know, it's not what I'm here to do. And I'm definitely not a financial advisor, so this is definitely not financial advice in any way, but I'd like to talk myself through it. Like, I create this story around my trade. Okay, I want to hold, I want to let these play out, I'm bullish, I want to keep my stop loss where it is, and then that will help me continue with my plan and not suddenly like get emotional and trade based off my emotions and euphoria or fear or FOMO or any of this stuff. I'm kind of trying to ingrain the narrative of what my strategy is and what my plan is, and like telling myself that. And so I'm actually excited to be streaming it because that helps me do it. You never have, but getting crypto curious. So yeah, it's funny. The way I trade it is so different than trading futures. It's crazy how different it is. The way that I'm trading it. Like futures, I'm going for these little setups at key levels and watching for confirmation and movement in the direction in a fast-paced environment. With this, I'm looking at the daily chart and kind of planning it out as I go. Like sometimes adding to the bag because it broke out, like the Tron position, right? I added to it, and it was breaking out. It looked good. I wanted a little more exposure. But it's like you could trade this the same way. You could trade NASDAQ the same way, really, right? Like, if this was a 5-minute chart, you could probably find the same buys and sells on it. So I guess it's funny because I don't really define the way I trade crypto that much, but like here, yeah, so I like to buy cheap. I buy consolidations that look strong. I like to buy cheap. I'm also looking for Bitcoin to be making a move and thinking that if alts also look good versus it, then I'll a lot of times buy the alts. So I guess I'm trying to follow Bitcoin. Bitcoin's trend and macroeconomics, and then buying altcoins when it all lines up. So I guess that's my strategy, and I don't guess, I mean that really is my strategy. And you know, I'm looking for Bitcoin strength, alts that are holding up good versus Bitcoin, and then buying those and doing these swings where I'm looking at the 4-hour chart, daily chart. But the main purpose here, because it can be so volatile and still get a good move, just like NASDAQ really, but with crypto it's like I'm thinking about that daily volatility and the hourly 4-hour. So I need to have those wide stop losses. A lot of times my stop loss might be 20-30% move. A lot of times, maybe we should say 10 to 30%. So which is huge percentage wise, but you know, it's just a smaller position and it takes longer for it to play out. So maybe it's kind of the same thing as day trading, I don't know. But I do get more R, so I'm getting like 5.9 R on average on my crypto trades generally. And maybe that's because I hold the runners for months sometimes. But my average R&R has been 5.9 always. I can make a bunch of trades and I'm like, oh look, it ended up being 5.9 again. So here's AUTA, guys. This is the position I added, when was that? Day before yesterday, I believe, right? And I guess I can just see right here. Added it on the 8th, yeah, day before yesterday. The beautiful thing about 3commas is having all this stuff in one place. You know, I'm looking at the chart with the fills, I can move my stop loss and take profit. I can edit the trade. I could add a runner, which is what I want it to do here. And so I have one more buy that didn't get filled. So I could also fill this other buy, but I'm going to be patient. I'm just going to let it be what it is. And look for this to keep breaking up. I have my stop kind of tight. I would much rather my stop be down here, but instead I want to size up a little bit and keep a tighter stop. And I'd rather risk that a little bit right now to catch the move with a little more size. Alright, so those are all my positions. So first things first, I know I need to maintenance this position. I want to put multiple TPs on it. So I'm going to go here and hit edit. Actually here, let's just do it on the split screen and we can look at trading view. So let's pull up Cardano. It's right here. Here's my trade idea. If we broke, EMAs are crossing up on the daily here. Just looking at it right now. 4-hour. EMAs are spreading and looking good. We're above them. So where do I want my TPs to be? So right now, this is how I had it set, I believe, right? Let's see, 108. AUTA. Yeah, 108. So sorry, here, let me pull it up. Here we go, we have AUTA. Here's my TP at 108.09. I'm actually gonna hit edit position. And I'll bring us up here to the smart trade panel. We're gonna edit, right here I have the entry stuff, which I already entered, so that's not there anymore. I can always add to the position though. We have take profits and stop loss. So right now I'm risking $26 on the current amount, and we have our 100% of profit at 108, which is $53. So that's about 2R. So what we're gonna do here is split target, split TP. So where do I want TP to? Or maybe I want TP1 even lower. I'm gonna switch back to the daily. I mean, I like TP. I like this TP. TP2 could be at this high. 1.3. Okay, so here I'll do. Okay, so I'm gonna do TP1 at 0.9. Looking at some of these past levels here, like I like this little wick. Is there a minimum to trade crypto or PDT? Nope. Dude, you can trade crypto with like $5. Not that you should, because there are fees, and so depending on what exchange you're on and everything, there's fees and all that stuff. So I'm liking this for TP1. Just want to make sure I got it right here. I'll front run it a little bit. There's also these wicks. Yeah, I like that level for TP1. So I'm actually gonna front run it, and we'll do, let's see. That's still almost 1.5 hour front running those wicks. Like that. So 1.4 hour. So I'm going to put this in as TP1 now. So I'm editing everything. So that is at 0.8727. Cool, we'll do it precise. I love decimals. And I'm just going to do a smaller amount on this. We could do 25, we could do 20, I mean maybe even 15%. So I'm going to take off 15%. Normally I do, my TP1's normally a bigger amount. I like to lock in the trade. But I want to have some exposure right now. And then my second TP is going to be that same one as before, the 1.0809. And I'm going to do, so last one we did 15%. So this one I'm going to do 50, 60, 60%. So that'll be out of 75% of that bag. 65 will be leaving 20% as a runner. 65. So I could do 75 and we leave a 10% runner. Take the win. That's what I'm going to do. Add TP, and then we have 10% left, right? That's why we say 10% moon bag. And I'm going to just have it trail. I don't know. For now, I'm just going to put $3. Right? Or I could do like $2.50. Moon bag. But I want to manage these moon bags differently and just put them on the side and hold them. So we start building a portfolio. So I'm going to put $2.50 for now, and I'm going to put turn on trailing. I'll just leave it at 5%, whatever. And so I'll trail it up with 5% underneath it. Add TP. Oops. Add TP. There we go. I got 100% of my targets, or my position with targets set. Same stop loss as before. And we are saving changes. We're good to go. So Now I have my Moonbag set, I have multiple TPs set, and this is why I always use 3commas. This just fits my trading style and makes it easier for someone like me who is thinking of a million things at once to manage my positions and stay consistent and all of that. So it's a tool that's helped me a bunch. And going back now, I want to look at ETH, guys. I'm trying to get off. It's Saturday. I'm about to go to brunch with my family, a little early Mother's Day brunch. So I want to have a life. I know that now I can depend on these to take profit for me to do the thing. So we're all good to go. I don't have to stress. I got my TP set. I got my stop loss set. I got my runner set, and no stress. Used code Luna for up to 40% off, and I'm chilling. So you like that chill? Can you short crypto? You definitely can trading futures, and you could use 3commas to do that too. I don't, though, to be honest. So yeah, I'm about to get off too. Yeah, take it easy, Maverick. Thanks for stopping through. Yeah, you can short crypto. You can do it. You can trade futures on 3commas too. So I just don't do it though. There's exchanges you can get approved with some of the bigger exchanges to trade their futures. I think Coinbase has futures and Kraken does as well. A lot of exchanges do. I am I'm a long swing trader. It's always what I've done, and it's what has made me the most money. And the times I put the money on to do some day trading on whatever, BitMEX type things, that money's gone pretty much. So I have made money trading low time frame during peak bull market. I ran up an FTX account from a small amount, I forget, 500, $1,000 to 40,000 ish plus, probably plus a little bit. And I've definitely done it, but it's not my bread and butter. That's like during peak market conditions. I've already stacked a bunch of money, and I risk some of the money I already made, like literally a small amount, and then start running up some futures. So, but I wait for peak conditions to do that. I should get into it. But yeah, definitely there's been times where shorting altcoins would have just made so much money when they're crashing. So I'm looking at Ethereum, guys. This was my this is crazy, this breakout here, 40%. So all I have is a grid bot on for ETH. So I have a grid bot for XRP and ETH. Did we already look at XRP position? I guess we didn't, did we? Wait, did we? No, that was the first one we looked at. Yeah, that was the first one we looked at. Well, it's looking good. Yeah, that was the very first one we looked at. Two big wicks on the 4 hour. I'll just show it again real quick on the 4 hour right here. So here's the 4 hour. Look at that. It's not scared, making highs. So right now I have my grid bot set. For XRP and ETH. So wow, ETH, I love how ETH does this, guys. ETH is pain until it goes. So you have to have strong hands to hold ETH. I had a full ETH node, and I paper handed it at like 18 or something. 1800 for a full node, which is 32 ETH. So I had 32 ETH that was stacking more ETH, and I just paper handed it. I should have kept that. I'm not gonna lie. That was a mistake. I listened to someone on Twitter pretty much who was arguing against it and making fun of me, and I was like talking with them about it a bunch in their comments, and then eventually I did capitulate, and of course I wish I didn't. So this looks fine. If I could, man, it'd be so sick to be able to close out this grid bot thing here on the side. But I'm not trying to create grid bots, I'm just trying to manage this one, so I could go full screen. If anyone's listening out there, make these windows modular. Okay, so I'm looking at the grid bots. ETH is now back in the range. It's doing its thing. It's grid botting. It's botting. The bot is botting. We're making buys and sells. selling when it comes down, buying as it goes up. So we've definitely got to flip these lots a few times. There's not lots. These coins, these grids have flipped a few times here. And this ETH position is actually only up probably, I did the math yesterday on stream, or no, whatever, a few days ago, but I think it's only up like 200-ish or something, because I had canceled the bot and took some of the money out. So it's like doing the percentage relative to after I took out some, so it's not calculating the profit right. It is in the profit though. And I had started this bot here. I canceled it down here because I wanted to buy other alts and other things instead of ETH, because I didn't know how long ETH could go sideways for, whatever. It capitulated, and now we're back up. So let's see though how it holds. The top of my range is up here at almost 3,000, which would be, if ETH is at 3,000, I'm going to be even more bullish on it because that's crazy amazing. But you know, we were there not that long ago in February, so we'll see this, how it reacts here. I might have set to keep trailing. So right now I'm invested $1,000. Well, it says the result is $1,300, so we'll see actually how much do I have in there. But total investment set is 1,000. So it's never holding that full amount though, unless it fills all these orders and goes all the way back down here. Then that moment it will have bought all of it back in. So right now it's probably about 50-50. It's probably $500 of ETH, $500 of USD. We can look at those details. So, and then we have XRP on, which XRP is up 163, 15%, and we can see it's back to where I started. So because of the grid bot, I bought, well, we could actually look at the exact fills on this, but I entered this position here, right? I started the bot somewhere right in here. No, I probably started it here because this is where it took its first fill. So yeah, I started here. I first filled here. That's not a good way to mark that. Whatever. It's this dotted line, I guess. So this dashed line is where I first started this bot. It pumped for a tiny bit and then it just went straight down. I still managed though. Look at this money that was made here. Now it's back at break even where I first started, but meanwhile it's actually up 15%. That is the power of the grid bot when it's going sideways, but it's just hedging the position, hedging on and off, recycling some of the position, taking your profit, adding back, taking your profit, adding back. And I know in certain ways that people do it, it can be a bad habit of dollar cost averaging. You're averaging down a losing trade and you're always hoping it's going to go back up, but that's not the mentality here. The mentality is here, I want it to be long. I have a reasonable idea of a stop loss or a hard stop loss set. I'm spot long, I'm not leveraged, I can't ever get liquidated. Do I think XRP is going to zero? Well, maybe one day, but not anytime soon in my opinion. And of all of them, it's least likely than most of the altcoins. So I'm cool with holding this and I want to take money along the way. So it chopped here and that actually made us money. We're up 15% in that position, which for the size of this portfolio is not bad to be up $163 without doing anything at all. And so this is good, of course, when it's going sideways. If I turned this grid bot on here, imagine how much money this would have made. You know, it probably would have made, what, if we can just imagine this right here, probably would have been at least $200, $100 between this chop and that chop. Maybe 300, yeah, $400, probably double or more, because it did the full swing multiple times. So yeah, probably more than double that, probably more like quadruple that. So I bet I'd be up $500+ if I turned that on there. So I mean, I could back test it, I guess, but I'm not going to do that. So we're chopping in this range, which is a beautiful thing for the grid bot. I also have that XRP swing trade on, so can't complain. Holding some XRP. I'm a Rippler, which I never liked holding Ripple, but here I am again holding Ripple. So everything's looking good. My positions are doing fine. Thinking about moving some stop losses into profit though. I like that we're up 10%. I could just lock it in and wait for new trades. I could cut some of the positions, but for now I'm just trying to hold for TPs. We're close to the Solana. We already hit the FET one. We're getting close to XRP. Markets look good, and there's a little uncertainty in the market with tariff stuff, but crypto's reacted fine with it. I guess it's hard to tariff crypto, right? and the current administration is cool with crypto. So I'm feeling fine about my longs. One more overview of the portfolio. Doing good. Look, it's even gone up a little bit since we started the stream. Bigger targets on ETH. I mean, I like just where this big volume node is up here. Like that. I don't mind that at all. That's 88%. Woo. What was that at? That was above 3,000, right? Yeah, that's at like, well, right here, 33. So I have my TP set. I'm front running that node by quite a bit, under 3,000. Meme number, pretty much. But really, I kind of like 3,300 better than my 3,000 target. So maybe I should expand my ETH grid bot. I'm going to do it. We're going to expand the ETH grid bot to 33. Let's go for it. Let's do it. All right, the music stopped. That's my cue. I should get off. I love though that I'm, managing this portfolio all live. So I'm only doing like a few hours a week or whatever, and that's all my trading. So I'm up 10%, and I've only spent a few hours a week on trading. So what is that? 8 hours a month. So 8 hours made $200. That's actually not bad. If I did 2 months, 16 hours. And that's only with the $4,000 account. So if this account was double that, then it would be double because I'm just sizing based on my account. So I'm guessing I'm going to expand this to 33. Yeah, let's do it. So I'm going to go down. Oh, wait. I clicked the wrong thing. Let's see. Edit. Yep. Continue edit. Whatever, I'll front run some of that stuff. We'll do it like that. I want to look at it on another screen too, so I make sure I like the way it's set right now. I want to make sure it doesn't change. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to make sure it wasn't changing the steps, which it's not. So my step amount here is 1.8%. So that's what I wanted to make sure it wasn't doing, and I had to set at 254, right? Something like that. Right there. Oh, too long. There we go. Okay. And what do I want my investment to be before? What, it was 918? Oh yeah, so it's at 12. So it's the same investment, but I added more TPs. I'm gonna add a little bit more to it. I'm gonna just add a little bit more to make up for those higher TPs. I'm just gonna add a few hundred more. It said something went wrong, but it didn't. It's just canceling these orders first. Okay, so it's going to take a second for it to recalculate it and replace all these orders. But so I expanded my ETH bot, and I also added TP to the ADA. So I'm going to put that in the journal real quick, and then I'm going to try to get off. Yo, what's up, Insane Football? How's it going, man? I'm doing well. I'm about to go to brunch with the fam, a little early Mother's Day brunch. And I'm excited to do that while I'm in Florida, and yeah, then I'm chilling the rest of the day. Alright, so I got my journal here. I haven't put that many entries in. I'm just gonna go ahead and put what I did today. It's what I want to be doing. What's today? 5/10. Added TP 2 and 3 to ADA position, and add it or expand it target for ETH gridbot, and add it funds. Wait, so one thing that's funny, I added $200, right? But I had taken 500 out of it when I was lower to do other trades. But I did take some out lower, and now I'm adding some higher. Here's what it is. And what else? We got that done. Have you traded crypto, Insane Football? Are you a crypto trader? Or a holder? Okay, I journaled. Last thing, going to my trade log. Oh, I gotta go to the... Oh, it is right here. Okay, perfect. Crypto trade log. Let's look at my exposure, guys. So what's today? 5/10? 25. So exposure is at... You know what? I'm going to mark this FET trade. I'm going to mark it as green since it sold most of the position. We're just holding that runner now. I think we locked in like $40. I need to figure that out. I'm going to figure out how I'm going to do that, if I'm going to cancel that and just call it closed and done and hold it on the side, or if I'm going to keep that trade open so I can manage it. I'm going to sleep on it. And then 5/10, our exposure is what I wanted to look at. So I'm going to go to my portfolio. We have 56% USD. So that means I have 44%, almost 43% crypto. So exposure is down with that pump because we were selling off some of our gridbot positions. So we're getting to take some profit, meanwhile holding those swing trades longer. Swing trades will make more money in the end. You know, if you're holding for that full move and taking all the profit at the end, a lot of times when we get a moving market, the swing trades will make more money than the gridbots. But if we're chopping, the gridbots will make money when the swing trades won't work a lot of times, or you'd have to take smaller time frame probably. So or you'll just be sitting those positions for so long and maybe still get stopped out. So I like the grid bot. I just consider it a hedged long when I'm unsure, and then when we're making moves, I like to take the swing trades. So if I start crushing on swing trades, I'm going to keep adding like that and do less grid bots, because what will happen is it'll just move through the grid bot. I'll not get good TPs because it'll sell all the way up. I'll hit my further targets, and then I could have just made more on a swing trade, and then it'll keep going and not go back in the grid bot range. So I don't really plan on, you know, when the market's really moving, a lot of times I won't use the grid bot. When I'm unsure, it's going sideways or choppy, then the grid bot is a hedged long in my mind, is the way I think about it. So guys, that's it. We're at 43% exposure. So guys, know what I love though? Look at this. We had 77% exposure. We had 68. We had 67. We had 49 in the beginning here after my first buys. So at this point, I'm back down to 43%. So it's lower than it's been for... It's lower than it's been since I started my first trades on this account, guys. My exposure is now lower than ever, but my portfolio is at all-time highs, 4,415. So that's what I want to see. Less exposure, bigger number here. I'm going to keep balancing those numbers to try to keep stacking USD in my account. That's the goal here, to take profit. And that's how I'm going to try to move forward. Sizing off, locking in these gains. That's why I'm interested in moving my stop loss up right now. It is the weekend. It would have probably been a good time to move the stop up. I'm going to think about it today. I'll jump back on if I do it and do it all live. So we're doing it live, guys. We're up more than 10% now, and feeling good about everything, guys. It could always go back down. That's why it's good to have the stop losses in, and I do have the hard stops on my swings. Right now the grid bots don't have a hard stop. I could change that, and so maybe I'm going to put this in my journal. Things to think about. Things to consider. Add hard stop to grid bot positions, and what was the last one? Oh, trail up. It took me a second to remember. Trail up stop loss on swing trades. So that is lock it in. Lock in the gains, right? So there we have it. But I love that. I like portfolio. This ratio right here. Portfolio at all-time high. Exposure at all-time low. It's kind of a weird way to word it, but I like that. There we go. So I love that. Boom, 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 boom. All right, we're good to go, guys. That is it. Portfolio's good. I made 415 bucks so far, swing trading crypto live on this account in a few months. And it's a small account though. So, you know, if this account was double that, that should be double. If this account was 10 times the size, that should be 10 times the size. So that's actually getting there where it's significant to me, a few extra $1,000 a month or something like that. But that's some good trader math right there to end it on that trader math. And guys, remember, none of this is financial advice. I'm just documenting my own journey. And doing it live to show what I'm doing to improve my own trading. I can rewatch my streams, and then but yeah, just to share the journey with the world, so you could not trade and still follow along with my trades. So guys, that's going to be it for today. I will be back soon. I've been kind of getting on randomly when I can because I want to feel good. I want to be ready to look at the markets, and especially with the movement of the market. So since the chat is normally pretty chill here, I'm just going to keep getting on at random times probably, and I'll try to give everyone a heads up maybe as far as I can before getting on next time. But that will do it for today, guys. So shout out 3commas for the stream. If you want to try 3commas for yourself, use the link in the description and code Luna to get the best deal on an account. You can also use code Luna to get a free trial, which is really cool. And you can also use that free trial and trade a demo account and practice trading. If you didn't want to spend any money, you would have to make sure to cancel your subscription though before that free trial ends, because I'm pretty sure they're going to take a credit card before letting you in that free trial. So you know how that works, guys. We've all done free trials, but so be careful with that. You know, if you don't need an account, I don't want you to waste money. But if you're trading crypto, then I think it's a wonderful thing. I've done it myself for a long time without being sponsored by them. So I don't know, I think I started in 2019 with 3commas, and so it's been maybe not quite, maybe 5.5 years, 6 years or something like that. So I think it ended 2019, so less than 6 years. But that will do it, guys. So I will be on soon. Thank you guys for watching. Everything's looking good. So I'm on the demo account. Guys, I was so confused for a second. I'm like, wait, how do I go back to my account? Demo account off. I want it to end it on my total. And look, we're about to hit 420 profits. Real account 419.49. I don't know why these numbers are slightly off. There's one of them's got to be more accurate. Let's find out. Refresh. Nice. Broke 420. Guys, that's what we want to see. If you haven't been in a crypto bull market before, just hopefully we get one and you get to experience it because it's amazing. So, I mean, to me, the fact that ETH is at 2,400 and Bitcoin's breaking 100, we've definitely been bullish. But when it's really going, you know, after it's gone up 10x or something like that, and we're pumping crypto bull markets, definitely where I've made my crypto money, holding out, trading really safely like this, and then we hit that market and I keep putting on the gas. We keep hitting these runners. Some of those moon bags turn into bigger positions, and then before I know it, I built up a portfolio. So that's how I've done it. I'm hoping to get a chance to do it again. Hopefully the markets stay good, and I'll be with you guys again soon. So take it easy, stay safe out there. It's at the weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Don't spend too much time staring at computer screens on the weekend, guys, and I will be back soon. Remember, weekends are also more volatile. A lot of times I don't like to take trades during the weekend. I don't like to, I don't know. I don't even like to be in trades a lot of times during the weekend. So I'm letting my positions ride out, though. Market looks good, and it seems to not be phased by the tariff talk. There's been deals made. There's been 80% put on China, right? So Bitcoin, though, kind of escaped some of the tariff stuff a little bit, or is maybe even a hedge against some of it, some might say. So that'll be it, guys. I will check you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time, guys. Make every trade count, guys. Journaling the trade, taking my trade logs, that is what has made me, I think, has helped me be successful, because I can look back and see that what I'm doing is working. I just need to stick with the process. I know when I'm losing, I know when I'm winning. I can pay attention to what's happening, the change in my portfolio. The fact that we're lower exposure makes me feel good right now. You know, if I was at 90% exposure and an all-time high portfolio, well, then that means that I could give it back way easier than being at 43% exposure. So everything looks good, guys. I think I'm positioned well, and I'm excited to see where this account goes. Doing it live as always. Shout out 3commas, link in the description, code Luna. Check out my other stream as well, and I will see you guys soon. All right, peace out. See ya. Peace out. Bye. Guys, trading involves significant risk and is not suitable for every investor. Past performance is not indicative of future results. You should be aware of all the risks associated with trading and seek advice from an independent financial advisor if you have any doubts. The content in this video is for educational purposes only and should not be considered as financial advice. Do your own research, guys. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice.